Out of Ammo Death Drive is a mix of wave shooter, tower defense, real-time strategy and first-person shooter. It's available for the Vive and Rift for about $15 US. Here's my review of it in its current state as of September 2017. Starting as usual with the story, you take control of a group of survivors in the middle of a zombie apocalypse as they fight their way to safety. The game essentially seeks to parody the generic zombie apocalypse plotline, which it does with some originality. The game features several characters, none of which really make an impression, partly due to the relatively short length of the game. I found the voice acting to be enjoyable, but certainly lacking polish in some areas more than others.
Beast of an RV. My name's J-Rod, and I'm speaking to you via radio.
Wakey, wakey, new plaything. You look confused. Let me introduce myself.
On to gameplay. The game features 7 levels, which will see you doing one of 3 things: building and managing a small base, taking direct control of survivors in said base, or undertaking a solo mission. The base building system is fairly basic. Assign survivors to harvest scrap in order to build and upgrade your defences until you attain enough scrap to finish the level. Upgrading defences is unfortunately rarely worthwhile, as the AI for the most part doesn't make use of any of it. Another massive part of the workflow involves resupplying survivors with ammo. Unfortunately, the audio cue for this is very easy to miss, which meant I couldn't really take control of my survivors for long without the rest of my base getting overrun. The game took me around an hour to finish on normal, but does in my opinion have a fair amount of replayability. Let's talk about weapons, of which the game does not skimp. You've got pistols, Uzis, shotguns, an assault rifle, sniper rifles, an RPG, axes, swords, throwing swords, a sledgehammer, flame-throwing claws, Molotovs, and more. The guns in this game need to be manually reloaded, requiring a cool head for heated situations. I felt the guns were overall done pretty well, though I would have enjoyed being able to hold two-handed weapons in 2 hands. At each hip you'll find a holster, each able to store a single weapon. There does not, however, as far as I could tell, seem to be a way to store ammo, which would have been nice. That leads us to enemy, of which the game offers 3 categories: shambling zombie of several varieties, gun-toting bandits, and fireball-throwing cultists. The AI does the job, but with nothing resembling cunning, coordination, or strategy. On to health, which is non-regenerative, but can be replenished using throwable jars of magical dog urine. Low health is indicated by an audible heartbeat, and in extreme cases black and white vision. As for difficulty, the game offers a normal mode and a hard mode, which can be toggled in the lobby. Hard mode increases both the speed and the attack damage of the enemy, at least as far as I could tell, making first person levels somewhat harder and base building levels a real challenge. Locomotion in this game is exclusively teleportation, no option for smooth motion, which is surprising in a game that is otherwise fairly well executed. I know that teleportation has its fan base, but in my opinion, it breaks immersion, handicaps the gameplay, and offers an incredibly unfair advantage to the player, as you're able to instantly teleport out of harm's way. The community has spoken pretty clearly on this topic. Give players both options. Let's move on to music, which I quite enjoyed. I felt it lent a nice bit of atmosphere to the game, as well as the occasional energetic beat to literally bang heads to. The graphics in this game are done brilliantly in my opinion. Some of the scenery is gorgeously done, and I personally have nothing against the Minecraftian character design. As far as settings go, the game offers low, medium and high presets, as well as toggles for post-processing and anti-aliasing. As for performance, I did have the occasional frame drop on my 1070, enough to bear mentioning, but not enough to affect my enjoyment of the game. That leaves us with the verdict. Despite my grumbling, this is a fun little game with a lot to offer. It's well worth the price tag in my book, and well worth checking out.